Okay, we are live. This is my first time on here, so let's see if anyone even pops up. Let's see. Alrighty. I see one person on here. Hi, I don't know who's on, but thanks for joining. This is my very first live stream ever. I've never been live anywhere, not on Instagram, Facebook, or anything like that. So, hi. Also, if you've been following me, you guys know that I don't post any front-facing type of videos. So this is my very first one. I wanted to come on and I had planned to do a get to know me video and I wanted to post it by my birthday, which was on November 28th, but my nerves got the best of me. Hey, Jessie. Hi. I just saw your comments. I kind of figured you're on here. Thanks for joining me. So I have about 20 minutes before maybe the kids go crazy. So my 7-year-old is keeping my 3-year-old busy. So hopefully I can get to the questions that I had gotten from Instagram. Again, I wanted to post this video on my birthday, which was November 28th, but I never got to it. So I'm just gonna go for it here on the live and just answer those questions. So I have those get to know me questions that I asked over on Instagram on the IG stories. You could put the question box, and I just asked if you guys had any questions for me. Thankfully, I didn't get a ton of questions, but there was some people that asked multiple questions. So that's what I'm going to be answering on here for you guys to get to know me. For 2021, I do plan to do more of these front-facing kind of videos. It's scary as heck to me right now just doing this, but yeah, here I am doing it. So, okay, so back to the questions. So I'm just going to go in order. I did put it here on my notes. So the first question that I got was from a friend. She asked what my daily routine was like. And honestly, it changes. It's not always the same. My son went on winter break last week and I had such a great routine. I would be up at 6 o'clock in the morning, have my devotion time, read the Bible, do some yoga, go on Instagram and just be on social media. But then this week, I'm just taking it easy and just sleeping in with the boys. So my routine kind of changes, and it's honestly just kind of depends on the kids and how they are. I kind of have to go with the flow, but at the same time, I do want to set boundaries for myself, which is why I'm here right now and able to do this while they're out there. They're watching TV, they're watching cartoons right now and eating their snacks. So yeah, daily routine, that's kind of just go with the flow of things. There's not really always a set time and task all the time. In a perfect world, that would be nice, but as of right now, it's not like that. And when did I start my Instagram page? How did you get people to view my contents? Hey, Beth. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. I'm looking at the chat box here. Also, I was trying to get this video up before the sun went down. I'm in Southern California, and the sun typically, it's 3:24 right now, and the sun usually starts to go down once it hits like 4 o'clock. So anyway, so back to the question, when did I start my Instagram? I started it in January of 2018. And how did I get people to view my content? Honestly, the hashtags and just posting and making sure that you engage with one another, not just like the pictures all the time, but I do DM people. And as you guys know, I like to message you back. And if you've gotten a message from me, hey, Tasha. So funny thing, I decided to do this because I saw Tasha. She's from Mind Your Money here on YouTube. I saw that she went live and I was like, you know what? I just need to get out here and just post this video that I've been wanting to do and do something uncomfortable. And this is so uncomfortable for me, by the way, to be on here live. So if I seem a little nervous, if I'm shaky or anything, that's why. So, um, anyways, so um, so back to that question. I'm so sorry, I'm all over the place right now. How did I get people to view my contents? As far as social media goes, I like to make sure I comment when I can and respond back to messages. I respond to every single message, and sometimes they're extremely long because I like to talk, which is weird because um, I'm like shy on here, but I do like to talk. And most of the time for my videos, I have to edit it down because I tend to get distracted and start just talking about, I just get distracted. So yeah. Someone also asked me what my favorite vacation spot was. I don't feel like I've traveled too much. I was born in the Philippines. Of course, been there a couple of times. Hawaii. Uh, I've been to Seattle, Nevada, but I would say anywhere where there's a beach. I live in Southern California. I love the beach. If this summer was the first time where we didn't go to the beach, I think we went to the beach once, but usually during the summertime and when it's hot, me and my family love to go to the beach. We're probably there like once a week during summer break. So anywhere where there's a beach and the sun, and yeah. How old am I? How old are my babies? What did you do before I became a mom? Um, I just turned 36, and my kids are 7, and my youngest one is about to turn 4 in January. And then before I became a mom when I was 28 or 29. And at that time, I was a manager. I was a retail manager. I worked at a little store in the mall, a little stationery store. And then before that, I was a manager at a retail store. I used to work at Tilly's. Um, I forgot to ask, but can you guys hear me okay? Because I'm trying to use the mic to kind of drown out the sound from my kids because they're yelling and stuff in the background. So hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Um, and yeah, so I was a retail manager for a while. I worked pretty much right after high school, just retail jobs. My very first job was actually Chick-fil-A. I didn't like it there. But yeah, retail, I've been in retail for a long time. And then became a stay-at-home mom in 2018. Thankfully, my husband got this really awesome job, um, enough to pay for my income. And so that I didn't have, we were paying $1,900 for daycare at the time. So it just didn't make sense for me to continue working. I believe I was only going to be making an extra $200 at the time. Daycare is not, thank you. Thank you, Tasha. Um, Daycare is not cheap. And with me and my husband working full time, it was always trying to figure out if they were to get sick, who's going to pick them up, and when we're running late and all of that stuff. So, yeah, I was really happy to be able to become a stay at home mom. And that was the year that I started my YouTube channel as well, which is the next question. How did you get into making YouTube videos and why? Honestly, out of my love for planners, I've been watching YouTube videos for a while, and I've just become obsessed with planners and the debt-free community on here. I discovered Dave Ramsey on YouTube and just became obsessed. And that's also the year that my husband and I decided to tackle all of our debt. Um, because at that time, just thinking about it right now, our debt in June of 2018 was more than our rent. So when my husband got this really amazing job, I told him, I'm like, you know what, we're not going to F up this time. Whatever extra money we had, we just threw into debt because we were paying, I think it was close, it was 1924, $1,924 per month was going to debt payments, and it sucked. And we were paying daycare on top of that too. So yeah, anyways, I'm planning to do a whole like our debt story and how we all got started and stuff. So my last question on here that I got on Instagram was, have I always been a by the budget person? And honestly, no. The way I looked at my budget before, looking at my old notebooks, I would just have the amount of money, like our incoming, our paychecks minus just all the bills, and anything left over was free for all. I didn't know what budget categories were, variable budget categories were, until like I stumbled upon the debt free community on here, budget community, Dave Ramsey. I didn't know any of that, so I'm grateful for this community. So yeah. um Let me look at the chat box here. Yeah, daycare, that just, it kind of sucked to have to pay that. And I always felt so guilty leaving them there because, especially with, um, so my oldest son, he started going to daycare when he turned 2. So he was in there the longest. He was there from 2 up until he had to go to kindergarten. And then for my youngest one, I think he was only in there half a year, but he was there when I think he was 6 months old until he turned 2 or 1.5. And it's just, I always felt so guilty leaving them because, like, man, not just paying the money, but they were there all day. I dropped them off at 8. I would not see them until 6. And then by the time we got home, it was just all like eat dinner, bedtime routine. I'd say we didn't really have that much time to play together unless it was the weekend. So yeah. Um, let's see. I love your talking on your videos. I need to talk more on mine. Oh man, I would love to visit the Philippines. Um, Thankfully, we were able to visit my family before COVID hit. We were there November 2000 and no, not November, September of 2019. And we were there for my cousin's wedding. So that was actually, we paid in cash. It was the first huge trip that we paid for in cash. And there's 4 of us, so it's not cheap. We had to get the kiddos passports and all of that ready to go. We had to pay for that, and then thankfully we have family there, so we didn't have to worry about hotels or anything like that. We just stayed with family, and food there was extremely cheap. Activities also. So yeah, I'm from there. So fun fact. So I was born in the Philippines. I came here when I was 6 in 1990, and then I went back there for high school. It was such a huge culture shock for me, even though I'm Filipino, I'm from there, but I could not speak a word of the language. I was 12 years old. They enrolled me in sophomore year of high school. They don't have junior high over there, and I was completely overwhelmed. And I learned so much from that experience. Like, life out there where I was so different from here. And this is gonna be kind of sad to say. I think I've mentioned this on Instagram maybe a few times on one of my like get to know me posts. But the reason why I was kind of sent there from my mom, by my mom, because I'm the only child, and I think thinking back, I was a spoiled little kid, or there were just certain things going on in my life, and my mom was like, "Nope, you're going to go Philippines for a year," and it totally, just completely changed my life. So um, it's interesting because school over there is so different from here. I was in school at 7. We didn't come home till 4, and there was probably at least 10 subjects um, there. So yeah, it was nuts. It was also a Catholic school, also like a private, like a Catholic school. And I don't know, it was just so crazy different for me. So do you guys have any questions for me? I have 5 minutes. I have a timer going on right now because I told the kids we'd go for a wagon ride around the neighborhood, which is something we've been doing lately. Wherever you guys are at, how's the weather over there? We had some really weird, like, one day this week, it rained so hard, thunder, lightning, poured, kind of flooded a little bit, and then all of a sudden, like, sunshine the next day, and it hasn't rained since then. Um, So yeah, I'm gonna take advantage of the sun out here and just take the boys for a ride somewhere, or not somewhere, around the neighborhood. um, so yeah, I think this is gonna be the last video that I'm gonna post on here. Hopefully I figure out how to save it. Um, hopefully it doesn't get lost or anything, so I can put this out there. Um, let's see, 28 degrees, high of 40s, and then around, I was 28 degrees, that's nuts. And I was tripping over 39 degrees over here. Like that was super cold for us. Um, thankful for you and the budget mom. It's because of you. I've been facing debt. Yes, face your debt. That was probably the biggest thing for us, was listing out everything. And once I saw that total, I actually already knew the total, but I just kept ignoring it. But once I saw that the potential of turning that $1,924, how that amount could have been going to somewhere else, like a house down payment or something, or saving for our car, or putting towards college fund or something like that. It just kind of pisses me off a little bit thinking about it, that we were paying that much for so long. And then we were just paying the minimum payments and not doing anything. And just, we actually used to cycle over our credit cards where, there was a really bad year. There was a really bad year for us where we would do that, where we would pay off our credit card or just pay off the minimum. And then once that cleared with the credit card, we'd use that money to pay for groceries. And it sucked. And sometimes my husband and I, like lately, we kind of reminisce and think about how, like, man, now we're having all these cash flows and income. And we're like, where should we put this money versus like, oh, crap, we gotta pay this off, pay this fee, and all of that. So it's just nice to get out of that place. So yeah. Washington, D.C., 43 degrees and rainy. I love the rain. Don't get me wrong, but I think I prefer sunshine more. I don't know, but it's nice to have rain over here in California, especially with the fires and stuff that goes on over here. So right now it's pretty cold for us here. And I know cold for us is probably not cold for you guys. And yeah, so okay. Thank you guys so much for joining me on here. I feel like I'm not completely alone. Just talking into my laptop over here. Where do I want to travel next? So the next thing up on our list is Hawaii again for a wedding. That's in September. But after that, my husband and I were talking about Japan, and possibly, or he really wants to go to New Zealand. We'll see. Japan for sure. I've heard about, I don't know if they're still doing it, but there's this little, in Tokyo, they do like a live Mario Kart, like you ride the go-kart with all of the cars around, and it's crazy. I don't know if they still do it though, but that sounded like so much fun. That's other than wanting to try all the foods and stuff in Japan, that I think that was one of the reasons why I wanted to go to Japan. You should still go live, I think, Jesse, or on Instagram. I thought about going live on Instagram, but I don't know. I just wanted to post it on here and be able to save it somehow. And yeah, I think my alarm is about to go off. So I think I'm going to wrap this up here. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I'm hoping to maybe do more of these lives and just chit chat and get to know you guys too on here. If you have any questions for me, or maybe kind of videos I should post next on here besides just budget with me's and all of that. So yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you guys have a great day. Have a wonderful, there goes my alarm. Have an amazing new year. Stay safe. wear a mask. And yeah, take care, you guys. Bye.